on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
With beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
On the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Discussing that heat in the street, and we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what
All
you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin J, got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Tryna run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Take it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the seat. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mad struck, start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for clout. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock blitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Hop in Niro if you come pursue me. But I hop on the game, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. To reload the clip and record the clip is go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tune into that VGP. Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
Hello, welcome everybody to episode 9 of the Vitamin Podcast. I am your host Pharaoh, and like that's the last place trackers. I thought it was about to be on the show by myself for a second. Nervous. Mic check. Got got 3 in the house. Okay. Forgot to give me. Yeah, I can hear you. All right. Now we're good to go. Yeah, everyone can hear your mics. Welcome everybody to episode 259 of the Vitamin G podcast. I am your host Pharaoh, and they can hear me, y'all can't. They can hear me, y'all can't. I will fix it. Apparently, things decided what they wanted to say. All right, so now, right. No, it's fine on the OBS side. Yeah, it was the Discord side that had apparently. I apologize. Sorry everyone had to hear the technical difficulties. Welcome everybody to episode 259. I'm your host Pharaoh. With me today, I have the glorious panel of Nappy.
What's going on?
And Omar. All right. So what you guys been up to? I'm gonna kick it off with Nappy. How you been? What you been playing, man?
I've been doing good. I actually have not been playing too many games besides Metaphor. I got ate by a worm and went out the backside. Yeah, Metaphor is actually good. I got my other companion. I got my other partner who I think is like the mascot, or they try to every Persona game had the little character that's a mascot, and Metaphor is no different. So I got the little mascot on my team finally. He was cool. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't want to spoil too much for you. Besides that game, I haven't been doing too much of gaming. I binge watched Cobra Kai. I binge watched the first 2 acts of Arcane. I watched a Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. I realized that man is old.
You
And also,
mean
there's so
the rigged one?
what do you say?
You mean the rigged one?
I don't know if
Everyone's saying it's rigged. Everyone's saying when Jake Paul pat him on the
Absolutely.
ropes,
He just
they
doesn't have
that
his
Jake.
You can see how at the beginning Mike Tyson was going in hand, but at some point he stopped hitting him. There is literally
He got
a video-
tired.
He didn't have his leg. It was very apparent.
I
Ain't
don't
what they
think
used
it's
to
a
be.
leg, because
This
you
man
can
is like
always
damn near
see
pushing
it.
60.
It didn't have to be what they used to be. He
Even-
didn't look like
even so-
how he did when he fought Roy Jones. Remember, he fought Roy Jones Jr. a couple. He looked really.
There is literally a moment where Mike Tyson about to hit Jake Paul, but he stopped mid the hit. Like, it's crazy.
Because
Also,
I believe there
listen,
is
how
a
are you-
clause in the contract where they can't go for the knockout. So even
Yeah.
even Jake Paul at some point in the fight, the referee
He had a chance to knock him out,
the referee
but he stopped.
The referee stopped him from knocking Mike out. He said you can't line Mike up. He said you
Oh,
can't
and
line-
by the way, how were you able to watch it? Because Netflix was terrible with streaming.
Oh, we watched.
Yeah,
it on
this.
Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, you only can watch it on Netflix,
Yeah,
so
we watched it on Netflix. What I did was
Yeah.
I just winded the fight 2 minutes back, and I just watched it a 2-minute delay,
Ah,
and I didn't have any problem.
mine was a 5-minute delay. That female fight at the beginning was good though.
Yeah, they cheated. They cheated.
Even though the girl was headbutting like crazy, she had like 5 headbutts.
Yeah,
and she didn't.
apparently
And she didn't land
they-
as many hits. The Puerto Rican girl, I forgot her name. Sorry.
Yeah.
She got cheated. She won that fight.
apparently they both got suspended because of the headbutt. So there is that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 30 days.
I'm not keeping up. With
Yeah.
They both got
Yeah. Okay, but other than that, like I said, I binge watch Arcane Act 1 and Act 2. The show is really good so far.
I gotta get back.
Act 1 was more so of like just catching up, seeing everything going. Act 2, I was considered a calm before the storm, and I'm actually looking forward for Act 3. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so besides that, Cobra Kai, like this was a Netflix week. Cobra Kai, watching the recent season. Surprisingly, it was decent. It was really good. I think we may get more Cobra Kai. The way how it left off was actually not bad. Interesting the way how they left off. So, and besides that, I'm trying to debate a company. I recently reviewed the controller for this company. They sent me an email asking me, do I want to go to the CES conference in January 2025? And I'm debating about it. You know that conference they have every year for the consumer electronic market. Every beginning of the year, in Las Vegas. I'm debating about if I should go with this company and work in their booth.
Good. It's a good chance.
Why are you debating?
I'm trying to. I gotta figure out like expenses and stuff because it's not last minute, but it's kind of like if they're paying for my hotel and stuff, I would just go hands down.
They should.
But if they're not paying for hotel or something, then I'm gonna be.
I feel you, but especially because you want to grow, I think you should.
I probably should. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Apparently, like it's. I didn't know that like it's hard to get into like the CES event. And I was like, well, isn't it for the consumers? But apparently, yeah, they want me to ask me if I'm going, and they want to collab with me and work at and work.
Clearly see something in you.
Yeah, they did. They are, like I said, it was this company. I just recently did this controller review. They actually really liked the controller review, and the reception for my review seemed to be very good. So, I was actually thinking about it. Probably going to have to move my schedule around because it's all the way out on January 7th. So January 7th to January 10th. So I have plenty of time to get myself together. Just going to want to get some more details and ask them like stuff because if they are giving me all, if they want me to do all this stuff, I mean, I'm starting to get to the point where I can't be doing stuff for free anymore. I'm I'm just saying, exposure is nice and all, but
Yeah, if they got you flying out, you got to get some type of compensation per diem, something.
like I get a per diem for food? Do I get if they gave me, that would probably be like the premium experience. If I get like hotel per diem and stay at their booth, then that would have been like hands down hell yeah. But if it's like a ticket or what else, then we'll see. But I'm thinking I might actually do it because I've never been to the CES convention, and now I have an excuse to go to work with a company to advertise on their products.
Okay.
Plus, it's a good chance for me to like network around. I'll network around, talk about vitamin G, yeah, and wear a vitamin G shirt, get a shirt, get some vitamin G shirts for January 7th. So, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. Just mostly, besides Metaphor, is the only game that I've done, and a lot of Netflix binging.
Okay. Omar's quite vocal. How you been? What you been up to, man?
What up? Metaphor. That's all I've been doing.
I gotta get my hands. I mean, I own the
Like-
game. I just haven't had a chance to really play
Like,
it.
I am literally the final bit. I thought it was the final area, but it's not. But it does feel the final area. So I'm loving, as always, I'm loving the game. This is the most game that have came close to my Final Fantasy ever, which is 10. I love this game so much. The music, the game, the voice acting, the combat. Some stuff it's finicky, game mechanic wise, but the whole concept is phenomenal. I can't stress it enough. If you're excited and need a dark, gritty, turn-based JRPG, get Metaphor. Like, you're not gonna be disappointed. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Okay. All right. And Zero, how you been? What you
I've been good, man. And not much of anything like everybody else. Mostly Metaphor. With an addition of Call of Duty, just sort of grinding up. Nuketown is here. I hear that Prop Hunt should be coming soon, so looking forward to that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Everyone, Metaphor is so big, and
It's a
want to
great
talk
game.
about it.
I just need more time with it. Gotta catch it.
I mean, I'm not that far ahead, so I mean, like I said, I only got. Well, Omar probably knows where I got at. I just got pooped out and discovered some
Oh,
crazy stuff. So, um, Metaphor.
Again, you don't expect a moment like that in such a serious game. But it's not that serious. There is ton of humor in the game.
No, there is. No, it definitely is. It does. It gets like, it has some small humor, but then everything is like a dark story. Like, oh, there's something like this, and I can't go into detail. You'll figure it out because I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So me, I have gotten a little bit of Metaphor in, not enough to brag about. What it called you, not enough to brag about. I definitely need more gaming. I haven't. But on the show front, I finished Terminator Zero. Just came out. Thought that was pretty. Um,
Which game?
no, not a game. He was talking about like Nap. He was talking about shows that he watched.
Oh,
I
okay.
said I just finished Terminator Zero, which is pretty.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah, it's a really good spin and twist on. It's only like 6 episodes.
Yeah, look into it.
And I watched another 6 episode show that's like Gundam Vengeance or something like that. It's all
Gundam.
CGI. It's on Netflix. All CGI. The voice acting is a little hit and miss, but it's decent
Hmm.
considering how much budget they got. Um, the main character's motivation, kind of didn't quite all the way. Um, but I think it feels like a pilot, like a pilot got enough traction.
Hmm.
Pretty, um, and and like, and I've been watching that new show that's all the craze. Dan to Dan,
Dan to
Yeah,
Dan.
they,
Yes,
Dan to Dan.
it's really good. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. This I was supposed to watch it this week,
I
and
do
I don't know
like
what
it.
happened.
I do like it. Um, that's only 7 episodes. They do a new episode I think every Thursday. So
Yep.
that's pretty. I think that's about it for me. Um, only came up with topic chat. So we'll just jump into what's in your mind. Nappy already got his off his chest talking about yes, yes, no. Um, does
Mm.
anybody else have anything gaming that's not particular topic?
Ghostface is in Mortal Kombat 1 and he's awesome.
Oh, Ghostface Killer, Wu Tang. Okay.
I
Uh,
wish.
uh, oh,
Ghostface,
Lee
Ghostface, the serial killer,
Oh,
not
Ghostface the
the
serial.
rapper.
I went
He
straight to
said Wu
rap.
Kang. This man said Wu Tang.
Hey,
I was gonna say, League of Legends actually got its very first champion straight from that was originated in the Arcane series. So that big buff, really cocky lady that shows up at the end of season 1, she is now an official champion for you to summon in League of Legends. So and developers of League of Legends have already said that they're now going to change up the story again because they did this back in 2016. But now because the success of Arcane and stuff, they want to use Arcane as like the foundation of the story building. So
they should. They
be,
should. Arcane's a really good show.
so that it seems like some stuff is about to get switched up or changed up to make it a more cohesive story because League of Legends at first wasn't there was no story to it and the story was all over the place. They fixed it in 2016 a little bit, but now they're like, okay, we got a show. This is good. They still got 2 other games coming out, so they're trying to bridge all the stories together to make it make sense.
Yeah, they should definitely do that because the show definitely gave them a more than solid foundation. I love how I love
Yeah.
how the show looks. I haven't played.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
It's interesting.
definitely. Anybody else have anything game related?
yeah,
Oh
Finito
damn!
Rogami didn't sell well,
Uh,
sadly.
it did.
So it goes to show unique games just don't do well, sadly. Because to me, so here's the thing. Demo. When there is a demo available, like what you're doing, you're no longer are supposed to be relying on other people word of mouth. Like you can actively go out and go download the demo and try it for yourself. Yet I'm curious how many people downloaded the demo. Yeah, it maybe because this one was digital only, but I'm not sure if that had any impact on it.
Okay.
It is frustrating to see that unique games just don't do that much. That
Well, um,
they just don't,
new
sadly.
new IP, tower defense type game. So it's kind of a niche genre in some aspects. Uh, I don't think trailers showed the game in a way that expect. They tried the demo, but I combination factors that kind of hurt its sales. I mean, when it comes to new IP, Capcom hasn't done well lately. They tried Exo Primal. That didn't really great.
Didn't they shut that shit down quick?
No,
No,
you can still play it.
it's
They just
still
stopped
open.
giving updates.
They just stopped
I
doing
mean,
updates.
The
But
last collab we got was with the Monster Hunter World collab, which was actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. More Monster Hunter is always good.
Yeah, it's not that it's bad. It's just like when I played it, the one thing that I didn't like is that it started off with a really cool story, but story is like broken up into like grinding through the live service portion in order to like touch more aspects of
Yeah,
it. And I think
and
that's what hurt.
the modes were locked behind it too. They were
So
the fun modes were locked behind it.
that's what I think kind of hurt Exo Primal in particular. Um and Path of the Goddess, I think the way they showed it wasn't quite representative of what the game was. Then when the demo came out, this isn't really what I was quite looking. They were like looking for more like that Oni type feel. It wasn't quite that. I think that's kind of what I've heard. Those particular types.
mm, other than that, what else was there? There was something I forgot to talk about. Maybe if I will remember it, I will talk about it.
It's a shame they didn't, and they just did the Oni the anime. I think one would come right behind the other.
Oh yeah, another thing. Give me a second to know who is that exact person is, because this is so. Oh yeah, so Dragon Quest III producer Masaki Hayasaka wants to see an HD 2D remake of Final Fantasy VI.
Um,
Sign me the sign me the fuck up. Like yesterday. Like yeah, give
I
it to me.
I don't think they're
Terra,
gonna do that just because they just did Pixel remaster and they went all the way up to 6. So I'm not saying
I would love to see that. Because the thing is, not everything needs the rebirth treatment. I get that. But a game like 6, a game like 5, 4, 3, not 3 maybe, but like you can upgrade them. Like the style that is the Octopath and the HD remaster for Dragon Quest is nice. Just implement that, upgrade it a bit. Don't go the fucking uh Chrono Trigger route, cause that shit was atrocious. Other than that, yeah, you can do it. Like I don't see the issue with doing that. I would love it.
like I said, I think just being that they just did the Pixel remaster, I don't think they're gonna remaster the Pixel remaster.
Mm,
That's
I mean,
that's
oh, and another brain dead remaster. Apparently, Dark Souls 3 is at work, remastered. I'm like, why?
because people play Dark Souls 3 probably got the numbers back to justify remaking,
It's not a remake. It's a remaster.
make
And
remaster, got the numbers
and
to justify.
and another thing, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You can finally play it at 60 FPS. I'm not sure 4K or not, but apparently they fixed it finally. So there is that. But I think I'm done. You can move on.
And Zero, anything on your mind?
No, outside of Ghostface, that's my most exciting gaming thing currently. I don't play a lot of Mortal Kombat, but I'll be
Outs-
getting him.
Outside of Rebirth. All right. Well, that said, let's go ahead and jump into our main topics of today. And thanks, Gorilla. Yeah, slap that like button. Share this out if you guys can. Really, you guys are awesome. Topic number one today. I don't think we could do a show this about this. Phil Spencer had a interview. I think it was Rolling Stone. I out Rolling Stone. And basically, hit on a couple hot topics that came out of it were Spencer saying that Microsoft isn't done with acquisition, that they're looking at acquisition eastern side of the world, mainly Asia, and uh, specified China in some aspects, so that they are looking for work. Um,
Um,
and biggest thing that came out of it that the internet went crazy about is what is it? The no red line uh statement that he made in regards to them asking if there a red line as to what games will and won't go um to other platforms. So we're just gonna dive right into it, give everyone a chance to talk about it. I am gonna actually surprise you.
He is on daddy duty.
Yeah, it happened. Um so I am gonna kick this off actually with Omar. So um of all the comments, you can start off where you want. I'm sure for you it's the red line. What are your thoughts uh, from? I don't know if you read the entire interview, or if you just saw snippets
No,
on
I
the
just saw the
Twitterverse.
red line part.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and get thoughts.
Ugh, I've heard a few things. Apparently, Phil Spencer is not a fan of licensing IPs.
Yes.
He would rather go back and revive older IPs than license IPs. To me, I'm like, it's frustrating. It's not per se frustrating. It's confusing because you can see when a licensed IP do well if it's well respected and developed for it. So why not take this chance? Like we know they're working on a Blade game. We also know they're working on uh Indiana Jones. Real talk, it doesn't look good, but that's just a different conversation. Um, it's yeah. I'm curious. What other old IP is he going to revive? I am excited for Perfect Dark. Like Perfect Dark sold me on it via the gameplay.
That's not a license.
But the one I'm curious about if it's going to make uh other people terrorists. I think that's where they're heading. So yep, another game like that, sadly. But besides that, I was impressed with the gameplay. I thought the gameplay was good. Um, I don't know. I'm curious what you guys could bring up IP. We talk. If you want to talk all the IP, so revive. What you call it? Blue Dragon. Revive Blue Dragon. Revive Lost Odyssey. Do you have like a lot of people want to play this game? Do you? They even gave Lost Odyssey for free multiple times.
You can buy Dragon right now, $1 on the Xbox store, and it runs great.
Yeah, but it's not elsewhere.
Don't need to be elsewhere. Get it on Xbox. I think I'm not sure if it's available on the Xbox app. Play not unavailable.
No, but my point is revive it, make a sequel of it. Like you have something interesting.
They're not gonna make us love it with a character now.
Es-
They're not.
Especially with him saying he's not done with accusation, but he wanted to be meaningful and target specific part of the what you call it
It's
of the
the
world.
East targeting.
Yeah, the East. So what better way than it's yeah. And then we go to the red line comment. I'm not how to say that. I'm not surprised. And he even mentioned Halo, something about Halo or Gears. I forgot which
They
one.
asked about those games. That there's nothing to say about um.
Yeah,
There's no plans to bring those to the platform.
yeah. To me, I'm gonna wait on see on that one because um, denial is easy. Everyone does it, only for it to be revealed.
I
Um,
mean, they haven't announced a major game platform of your preference.
I mean, we thought Indiana Jones gonna be exclusive, and look how that turned out to be.
That's not
So
theirs. That's
no, but yeah, no, it is that because they own the studio now. What you're talking about?
it's
They
not
don't
their
own the
that's
IP.
not that's what I'm saying. It's not their IP.
No, but negotiation. But anyway, what can we call it? It makes you question: is the next Elder Scroll is that going to be exclusive or not?
You know, that's one that I could see going to PlayStation, but I could also see it staying exclusive to the Xbox. And the only reason I can see it staying exclusive to the Xbox because Elder primary is so um that the primary audience kind of to the Xbox to try to because they still need titles that draw the Xbox. They're still trying to move over to the Xbox. So they're still the in for you. There's still gonna be a title. I can see Elder Scrolls one of them, just because of the game audience for they and that's the only. If it was a primary console base, I could see it third.
A lot of uncertainty. So yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know anything. So it's a matter of what they're gonna reveal, and we leave it at that. Cause talk is one thing, but action, that's what all it's about. That's about it for me. His comment, it's just, it doesn't, so it confirmed, but it also he said neutral. In the sense of, like, we knew they're gonna put their games on PlayStation. It's just a matter of which one. But when you say no red line, that
Well,
my dictionary, anything goes.
the thing is you gotta pair it with the previous comment, and if they're open to buying more companies, you can't buying company and have quote unquote definitive red lines about what
No,
game
you can
on.
no.
No, you
You
gotta.
ab- you absolutely can. You can say Xbox first party IPs that bought before are not gonna come to play. Like you can, if you want to draw a red line, I can draw a red line. He didn't do that. He said specifically no red line.
Because
That's it.
they are adapting. So what makes sense to go other platforms will go to other like Sea of Thieves made sense. So Forza probably makes sense. Like Forza Horizon will probably make on to PlayStation at some point. It makes sense to go. Whereas something smaller game like South of Midnight, that's a 10-hour game, may not make sense.
Wait,
Just
shout out to South of Midnight. I watched the gameplay a little bit, and it's looking incredible. Can't
yeah,
wait for it.
game looks yeah, I can't wait to play that one. So it's just a matter of what makes sense, and then as you acquire more, then you don't want to establish a hard, quote unquote hard red line, acquire, quote unquote this studio or this publisher. Now you're defining. I don't think Xbox is in a position to have quote unquote red line until they're actually done acquiring that they want to acquire. Once they have their portfolio set in totality, like I said, I think they got two more public purchases. I always said that. I think they're going to get above. They're going to be around 40 to 45 development studios when it's all said and done. Might hit 50, but I think once you get to 50, get kind of embrace their groupish. They're $1 trillion company, but there's so much risk. Anything in my eyes, what is the industry at that time? Not. I'm not.
I
I'm
don't
not.
think they have a red line, but yeah, let's move on for someone else.
Oh, happy. Did you check out the Rolling Stones interview? It was Rolling
I heard
Stones.
Spicks and
Thought you looked
Specs.
at it.
Everybody was no, I was looking at the like interview because I was hearing some news about that came from the interview, but I didn't know it was like a recent like Rolling Stones interview.
Yeah.
But like one of the so the redlining thing, like I was hearing, I kind of seeing that they're still like buying studios, which I'm shocked about. I'm surprised the FCC couldn't stop him then. They ain't gonna stop him now, I
Oh,
guess.
now that Trump's in office, acquisition. I mean, not to get political, but now that he's in office, acquisition across the board in the United States are open than they would be under
A
Democratic
current
president.
a
Yeah.
current leadership. I got you. Yeah, no, trust me, that makes a lot of sense. We're all about to be that's a different topic. But so yeah, after it got going on, I'm like, okay, I can see that. Also the interest in getting into the Eastern market, which I know Phil Spencer talked about in the past. He talked about it again. The biggest thing that caught my eye was they actually asked about the mobile handheld thing because there was so much rumors and they were teasing about it. Phil Spencer did confirm that they are working on a mobile handheld, but they probably not going to see it anytime in the future, and also that they're actually increasing their budget for the spending on the mobile market. So he did mention about the Game Pass app. He says it's good, but he wants to make it better, and he wants to make like a good handheld. He wants to make a good handheld hardware that's like an Xbox little handheld to play games on, which is going to be interesting. I don't know what they're doing. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
I think the
It just
handheld comes out.
maybe so. They didn't give us like a firm date. So we just know that they are working on the handheld division. And I do think it's going to be Android based because one thing that he did say was he is working on a Game Pass app to make it good, but to make it like better than what it is. And the fact that he wants to have the Xbox to have an app store to purchase games on all phones, which again, if that's the case, I have a feeling that this handheld it's going to be some type of Android-ish type device, because it just doesn't make sense that they're putting all this money into the mobile scene, not just into the Game Pass app, because they did update the app. It's no longer called Game Pass; it's now called Cloud Gaming. So you have to delete your Game Pass app and download Cloud Gaming.
No, it's just download the Xbox app now.
No, I have it on Razer Edge right here. So the Xbox app and the Cloud app are two different apps.
Oh, okay, I just play
Yeah,
on
so
the Xbox on my phone.
That uses the browser. You want to use the Cloud Gaming app. Trust me, it's way better. So it's just that being I'm about to say I got on my Razer Edge right here. So I have the Xbox app and I have the Cloud Gaming app. So this is that I
Yeah,
launch and it
I
launches all the
had the
game.
cloud gaming app, but they closed it out for phone.
They closed down the old Game Pass app. They've closed it out. They added the Xbox app that they want you to log into, and they made another app called the Cloud Gaming app, which
Alright,
I still use.
trying to figure this shit out together.
Well, that's I just recently used it to play a little bit of Black Ops because every time I watch this app, the Xbox app, it doesn't it just shows me all the like social stuff of Xbox, but it doesn't launch any games.
Yeah, so yeah, when I go into the Play Store, there is no cloud. It rolled it all into
Eh,
the Xbox.
I literally downloaded it from the Play Store, but all right.
Not there, not there no
I'm
more.
telling you it is.
I typed
I
in
ain't crazy.
Xbox. I'm not saying you're
No, type
wrong.
in just type in cloud gaming.
I
Do
did
not
that.
type in
I
Xbox.
did that too. So
I'm saying
I did both. The first thing I did was cloud gaming. They even released an article about rolling everything in one now.
yeah, I know about I'm aware of that, but
They took away for like it might just be for phone. They took it away for maybe just
well, I still got my cloud gaming app. Well, either the case, it just seems like they've been putting more money into their mobile scene, and I'm curious about this mobile hardware, and I'm still curious about this store whenever it's going to come out. You guys have been teasing this, and now you guys want to confirm that y'all working on a mobile handheld, and now y'all want to confirm that you're increasing spending on the on the mobile side. They probably wanted all that mobile money because they realized all the gotcha games on there. If they do go to the mobile scene, please, for the love of God, don't make no more gotcha games. We got way too many. Just make full fledged games. So that was like the biggest highlight. That was the biggest thing for me was I was paying attention to the mobile handheld scene and all the comments that he made about that, building the app store and also this special Xbox store where you can purchase games on all your phones. That's going to be that's like the biggest thing for me. But we're not going to see it anytime soon, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to sit and wait. But that's all we got for that news.
and the young man who made his way in through the back door. Hey man, how you been? And why don't you get yourself together? About Phil Spencer.
Okay. Yeah, I've been good. It's been a good week. Getting a lot of metaphor in this week. Not really much of anything else. Um, excited for Stalker in a couple of days. So yeah,
Your drops Thursday, right?
Wednesday, the 20th.
Oh, that's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Talker. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the whole Phil Spencer interview? You know, red line acquisition, handheld.
2026 is about to be that year. Um, yeah, he said it some years away, but like that handheld is ready. We're gonna see something either this year or next year. Then that shit's launching in 2026.
I said
As far as
2026.
not as far as not redlining anything, like I get it because they can never say, "Oh, Halo will never be on PlayStation," and then they put the multiplayer over there. Um, it doesn't really bother me too much. Like, if other people can play these games, great. I mean, does it not incentivize you to buy an Xbox if you don't necessarily want to? Sure, but they just want you invested in the ecosystem somehow,
Yeah,
and I get it.
I would say as far as the whole red line, I don't think any major title is a threat to go to PlayStation. Outside of Forza, I think Forza. Um, other than that, I don't really see anything else until they see what happened with the whole drop of console in 2020. They really do drop a next. If they start the next generation in 2026, and PlayStation has no plans to drop a new generation
Mm-hmm.
of hardware until 2030. If they get a 3-4 year dump and the numbers are encouraged, then I think you're gonna you're gonna see a lot of know of the flagship titles kind of stay home. Uh, but
Yeah.
if they don't see the numbers that they want, I could see some of those flagship titles out PlayStation. Yeah, definitely see that those titles don't happen. I think the first thing you're gonna see though is probably like PC only titles like World of Warcraft their way onto other consoles for the flagship.
I can see that. Why WoW isn't on console is still beyond me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So get WoW on there because that's still a big game, and you're not gonna you know not gonna get much up for WoW and up like
Yeah.
there for that. Uh, get a lot of praise. Finding But yeah, did you have any other thought on the acquisition front? Just red line.
Um, they still need a Japanese publisher, man.
Well, they said they're focused on East.
I'd love for it to be Sega, but
I don't think it.
I don't think it's
Nah,
Sega.
Sega's too independent.
Well, Sega started separating the company. Um, because they're Sega Sammy does a lot of different things. They started separating the gaming side of it, just the gaming side of it. So it's not out of the realm, but I don't think it's like. So I'm not gonna say it can't
S-
happen, but I don't think it's like I'll say that.
I
Sh-
would listen.
Sh-
I would
Shadow
I would tell them
Generation
to
was
sell
a
out.
success.
I I
Shadow
I,
Generation did too good.
I understand that, but it's not like Microsoft's not willing to pay,
Right.
and it's
I'm
not they're
all I'm
not
saying
willing
is
to
they.
overpay.
I just need them to buy it and then just cut Sega a royalty check for the rest of forever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, so
I mean, damn, Sega didn't even get the a profits from the movie yet. God damn, we still got for Sonic 3 coming out soon.
hey, you know what Microsoft knows how to do? Get their money. They purchase Sega, they gonna get that.
Literally, just like drop a stack on the table, be like, "Look, man, do you really want to make some real money?" Box Sonic 3 do the box office success, but yet still here's Microsoft going to triple the amount of
Yeah,
whatever they made in their profits.
I mean, I like I said, I don't think Sega or Capcom are um like I said, I still think Square Enix like one to my understanding, like like when Octopath One and those Square Enix were starting to roll over to Xbox. Apparently, and we saw the paperwork during the ABK Act kind of correlate. They were targeting Square pretty heavily. I think they backed out of the deal for ABK. That's kind of relation kind of bad again. So I can see them going there if they're purchasing a big publisher. Um, but if they go smaller, I don't. If they're going big, it's Square, Sega, and that's it. Yeah, I can't see them going Konami. Can't see them going Bandai. It's like it would have to be something really small if you can't get Sega. Um, I think Square would get, got the mobile stuff. I feel like Sega's feeling really. I don't know. Be interesting. Um, yeah. Anything else?
If you can't get Sega, man, go buy Atlas. I'll
Well,
take that.
doesn't
I'll take
Sega
getting Atlas RPGs.
doesn't Sega own Atlas? They're not letting go.
Yes,
They're not
I'm
letting go.
saying
They're
if you
not letting
can't.
go of Atlas.
If,
You think
I'm
they
about
would
to say,
let
like,
Listen,
go?
what?
Listen, all I'm
You being-
saying is lifetime royalties can be a thing. That's all I'm saying.
You
I
buy,
That's all I'm
mean,
saying.
but why they
Man.
got? Why are you trying to make them share the cut though?
buy all of me or none of me. I think that's kind of that's the deal there.
I'm about to say, like, they can make more money by themselves than with Microsoft. When you trying to tell them, oh, we'll give you royalties for life, they already got royalties for life. It's their IP.
On top of whatever you pay for the IP.
That got to be a really,
I
really,
don't-
really fat check.
Microsoft don't really operate that. They buy everything. They buy it. Buy like interesting. I think we're at least I would say somewhere between spring and fall next act. That's kind of a wide. I would say sometime within that spring.
I say in February, as soon as the leadership change in the United States, all of a sudden bills get passed and the company's about to go ham.
Oh, I still think they're doing some integration stuff with what's the name? ABK. So that's still a thing. I do think when Phil was saying that we're not going to purchase anything the size of ABK and talking about regards to Japan, purchase Japan, I think that's a good tongue because there's only like what 3 other companies that are close to the size of ABK. That's like that are purchasable. That would be what soft, gay, take. I don't think there's a company that is purchased in Japan that's the size of gay game. Not buying Sony, not buying Capcom, not the size of Bandai. Kind of like all those companies are like Bethesda, Cinemax, maybe a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of tongue in. Right? So we're not gonna man not buying not buying Sony. Zero. Your comment. What are your thoughts on the whole Spencer Rolling Stone?
I think it was cool. I guess to touch on sort of the 3 highlighted topics. The licensed game thing just makes sense. Like licensed properties are always hard to manage, and certain things can disappear.
Especially in
And
subscription service.
exactly. So it's much easier to shy away from that. I mean, we've seen it already with music, and a large portion of why like old rhythm games are hard to manage because like you got to pay Green Day to play their song in Guitar Hero, and unless you want to do that indefinitely or somebody else buys Green Day's rights and changes it up, you have no control over that. So that totally makes sense. So does the redlining comment, just from a general non-committal standpoint. With the idea just being, you know, it's certainly possible any of our games could show up anywhere else. There's always that possibility. Is it likely? Probably not. But it's technically possible. Anything's possible. Like, who knows what will happen in 2028? So I think it's just a more of a simple, non-committal answer about like, I don't know, guys. Like, maybe there's no particular, at least to me, there's no particular boon of saying yes or no to that type of question.
Like
So
like put in perspective. Like if Phil Spencer says none of our tentpole franchises are gonna uh make it PlayStation. And, well, Call of Duty is a tentpole franchise. Say that. Then, no, if you're gonna say none of our tentpole franchises that are live service, uh, that are non-live service, are single player, they're not. Then you purchase Capcom, are you gonna make Resident Evil? Purchase Square, are you gonna make Final Fantasy after all the trouble Final Fantasy already had? Being like, it's like, you know, can't.
It's stuff like that. Is like there's no real reason to dictate saying no. Like, and because whenever people really ask this question, what they're looking at is like, oh, does that mean will we see Halo on the PlayStation? And it's like, most likely not. But like, who knows? But like, you're right. Like, oh, if we buy Capcom, does that mean Street Fighter will never show up on PlayStation anymore? Of course not. Like, that would be an absurd thing to do. And I think if you partner that with like reviving some old IPs, then you get, into a better space of like, if we revive Hexen or Heretic, maybe we'll put that on PlayStation. I don't know. It's not like a landmark Microsoft franchise, but it's not a landmark Xbox franchise to begin with. So it's like if we want to expand that reach or test out with these old dormant IPs that people claim to want, like, if we want to bring back Blue Dragon, would it just be exclusive? Is there any necessary for it to be exclusive? Who knows? I think that's all up to Phil to sort of make that work, or Xbox as a whole to make that work in the best way that they can. So I don't really see a bad portion of it. I'm generally curious at what games would come to other systems. Like Rare doesn't seem particularly sacred, right? Like Banjo, I mean, it's weird middle grounds and how they work, but Banjo showed up to a Smash. People certainly love Conquer, so maybe he'll appear somewhere else.
I say the older franchises, no, but I think Everwild kind of.
It's possible, or if they make a new Wolfenstein, right? Like, that's theirs. Like,
That's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. The last one
Yeah.
was the twin sisters wasn't so great.
So there's stuff like that. Warcraft, maybe if they do something with Warcraft, like there's room for that to be sort of a lot of other places. Don't they own Medal of Honor?
No, that's EA.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, EA was Medal of Honor series.
Yep,
They
EA's
moved
Medal of
them
Honor.
to,
Okay.
there Battlefield.
Okay, yeah. So like I think there's definitely a lot of room for any of this to be expanded upon. Yeah, so like always, I'd be interested to see what Xbox is going to do in the future with this. But I'm encouraged by the idea of tapping into some of the IP that they already have to really bring something out. Again, I'm a huge fan of Heretic and Hexen, which I thought Avowed was sort of the spiritual successor to. I don't know if it's managing it quite well, from at least from what I can look at it. But Phil Spencer did walk out on stage a year or so back with a Hexen shirt on, so that's promising. He also, I think, came out with a StarCraft shirt. StarCraft's been dormant for a very long time now. There's some stuff to touch and bring back. We just got to see how they do it and do it properly.
Yeah, that's Microsoft's. Um, they're they're aiming to become the Disney of the industry, and they kind of already are. With kind of have much IP and not enough studio to really make the IP. And then if you acquire more studio, not acquiring work from an IP. Yeah, they gotta really position. Um, yeah, I think we hit the topic. I just bounced off my I haven't. Uh,
Yeah, let's jump into how Elden Ring DLC shouldn't win GOTY.
well, we're
Let's
gonna
just go into Balatro.
we'll jump into our second topic in general, which is the Game Awards. Of course, today the nomination came out um for all the awards, not just Game of the Year. But before these announcements came out, the Game Award made an awkward announcement um that all of a sudden DLC and expansion would now be eligible for Game of the Year nomination. So we had um, Cyberpunk 2077 DLC Phantom Liberty that was phenomenal last year that dropped. Nobody talked about you game um, they had plenty of great DLC kind of get the Final Fantasy 7 remake integrate DLC just had the Final Fantasy 16 big DLC that dropped DLC dropped for that trying to like big um had quite a few in the past couple of years. But this is the first year, I guess because Elden Ring is so popular, had to make an exception and open Pandora's box. Now all DLC can now be eligible for Game of the Year. You can't just do it this one year because Elden um kind of interesting. And another thing, this makes it I think a full decade now of Xbox not having um um not at least while they so
Hmm.
a lot of interesting things around these awards. Some of the that were made, some of the games that were nominated, some of the games that weren't nominated. You know, um, you know, Black Myth Wukong, probably the lowest betters for make game here nominated quite a few.
People were saying the game was getting snuffed, so I guess everybody was wrong. Black Wukong didn't get snuffed.
Yeah, didn't,
I'm surprised it didn't. So
um,
shout out to them.
It stands no chance.
yeah, yeah, maybe not. I mean, it's very popular. Um, you know, let's see. I can see Black Myth Wukong standing a chance if viewership for the awards goes up
Mm.
3,000% because all these Chinese are watching. I can see them like just change the envelope.
I no no shot. um, like, and I think I said in our chat, like, I don't even think it's getting an award, period. Let alone Game of the
Oh,
Year.
it's gonna get that Spider-Man 2 treatment.
I don't think it's going to get
Oh,
a single award.
oh, you don't give it that Spider-Man 2 treatment where it
It's gonna
showed up
wind
in
up
every
just
Yeah,
scene.
got
yeah.
like
I'm gonna
7
go.
nominations and got nothing.
Got nothing.
Um,
And I think Black Myth's only in like 4, but I don't think it's getting anything, man. Like I
Their
just can't
music,
see it beating anything it's up against.
their music is like decent, but then again, I saw Metaphor's music, and I was like, ooh.
It's banging. The
Yo,
I'm
battle,
like,
the battle theme,
metaphor battle music is hard.
it's
Yes.
that's why as soon as
iconic.
I saw that shit, I was like, you're up against Metaphor music? Yeah, you're done. I'm sorry.
It's
You had good
iconic.
music, but it ain't Metaphor good.
It's iconic. I actually would put it over Final Fantasy 7. And you know how iconic 7 is.
so the the one nomination, like I'm not big on. I think a game of the year. I think a lot of these nominations are very political in some aspects, but the one that kind of makes me shake my head is the lack of Xbox nominations specifically in live service. They have so many great live service games with such very high player base. For like Diablo 4 to not make it in there for Forza Horizon. Not
Diablo 4 is in best
Wait, I thought it was to say it was for
continuation.
it.
it wasn't for the
Yeah,
live
what,
service. It wasn't for the live service. It did get nominated for something, but I don't think it got nominated for live service.
wait, I'm
No,
actually
it got
looking.
it got nominated for continuing game or some shit. Like
Okay.
it
Yeah,
was ongoing game. It was in the ongoing game
But
category. It got that.
but over the years, just that's the one area I expect Xbox to be represented heavily. They um I didn't, but I saw Diablo got nominated. But wasn't sure if it was live. Because they did just drop
yeah,
that
and
DLC.
innovation and accessibility. Diablo 4 got that as well. There were a nomination for that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Let me type in Diablo and see what they are.
Well, no. Well, my assumption is, and just looking
Yep.
at the things now, because unless you're specifically referring to multiplayer, like ongoing, for the most part, is the live service category.
Yeah, I think it's best
Yeah,
ongoing game.
I don't see a live service category. I only see an ongoing one. I'm
Yeah.
literally was going. They got all the list of all the games and the categories. There is no live service category. It's just an ongoing
Ongoing
category.
is the live service.
Yeah.
But like, what was it? The other last year, Cyberpunk made it in the best ongoing, and I think that's why they put it in. They switched it to being eligible for Game of the Year because Cyberpunk wasn't an ongoing game.
They have a weird breakdown of it because No Man's Sky was also one of those games that showed up in ongoing a lot.
Oh no, they do.
Well, that game was
They
ongoing.
they do have best multiplayer. I guess that could kind of live.
But that could be
Well, multiplayer is interesting.
but like Super Mario's there.
Yeah, they got Super Mario Party Jamboree,
that's in there.
Warhammer, Space Marine 2,
I'm
Tekken
going
8.
I'm going through the full list right now.
Yeah, they yeah, the fact that Tekken 8 is best multiplayer, that's interesting. I mean, it's a good fighting game, but I didn't expect it to get best multiplayer.
Like, best sports
that's
racing game. That's kind of live service.
Mobile seems to be getting some tension. I saw the mobile nominees. I'm like, dang, I'm pretty sure nobody can know these mobile games. But
I know two of them, and one of them is already gonna win. Should Balatro, baby? Actually, Zenless Zone Zero probably will take it over Balatro.
No, Zenless Zone Zero was pretty decent, but people say Punching Gray Raven is better.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they have several live service categories. So you got best ongoing, you got best community, that's live. You got best sports game, that's definitely live. All live. You got best multiplayer, that's live. You got 4 live service kind of categories, not quote unquote like flat out best live.
Yeah.
So, but like best multiplayer, Black Ops. Best on.
What about innovation and accessibilities? Black Ops 6 made it on that category as far as innovation and accessibility, which
Xbox does pretty good with accessibility. I was more so looking at the live service, like games like Get that have been nominated. Wow, a great job. And Forza Horizon has been really good this year. Update. Then they did the Lego this year, Lego expansion, and then they did other big Horizon. That was that's the only thing I don't expect Xbox to really game of the year. I do game that more political than we like to admit, especially like it's not last year. So live service thing I represented recently. But let's go ahead and get people's thoughts on the nominations. I guess we'll start with game year, and trying to figure out what you guys. I'm gonna kick this off with Carol. Carol, what were your thoughts? Game of the nomination game?
I've been telling you since I started playing this game that Balatro is going to, if they had any balls, they'd make Balatro Game of the Year. And lo and behold, they did. I am impressed. It is
No,
hilarious
they
to
did
me.
not make it game of the year. They made it
You,
a nominee for game.
we'll see.
You know what I meant.
It'll be Game of the Year.
No, I know what Zero's doing.
Yeah.
Declaring victory.
I'm speaking truth into existence, or existence into truth. Like, we're
It needs
making
to
it
be
happen.
that or metaphor. That's the only two choices to me.
Metaphor or Astrobot?
I think intellectually, I think we all know there's a very strong chance it's gonna go to Elden Ring.
Yeah.
It better
Um,
not. It
See,
better
I
not.
It's
don't.
absolutely going to be.
I-
There's no other
You know
way.
what? You're right. That's who's
Yeah.
going to win
I
it.
didn't.
If we're
I
being
I think
didn't.
it's
I didn't
chance.
play Balatro.
It's okay, man. It's $10. Just play that joint right now.
I'm sure
Yeah,
I
but it's
should-
actually not. Belatro's actually not that bad.
You can load it up right on your phone.
I'm sure it's.
Anyone can play the game on. It can run on a potato. So
I believe you.
I'm just saying.
But for me, Elden Ring. Me, it comes down to Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, and Metaphor. Elden Ring because Elden Ring has such a huge popularity and base that carried over from the original release of the game, and the game is still played at a very high rate. It's a single player game, some multiplayer in it. So I can see Elden Ring doing it, but when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I think that it stands a really good chance just um based on the fact that so many people played that game. It was their first experience with Final Fantasy VII. Game rated so high, it was so much buzz around the game. I think that one stands a really good chance. A better chance. I didn't expect the list to quite like, but now that this is the list, I actually think it stands a pretty good chance. I thought the list would have a little bit more recent bias.
You didn't expect Astrobot?
No, I didn't expect Astrobot because platform. So it's a platformer. It didn't hit the 90s.
A Nintendo platformer won't go to though?
I think that's part of the thing. It's not a Nintendo platformer,
Yeah,
which
but
are
that
pretty much the
but
only
that goes
platformers that ever get love.
but that got to show you that it's so good that it even got nominated over Nintendo games. Like,
I hear you, but I would argue it got in because Nintendo didn't have a platformer out this year. I'd be willing to bet if Nintendo did have one, it would have taken that spot immediately.
Yes, I mean,
So-
I'm not hating. I didn't expect a platformer to be on the list with everything that dropped this year. Um, so that's not a knock. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect a platformer in general. I thought Astrobot would get things like it got for art direction, design, innovation, and things like that. That's where I expect Astro. I didn't really expect. Um. So. Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's cool. I actually don't know who would win this. I really don't. Like, I do think there's a
that
very
I
strong
agree
chance that it's
with.
Elden Ring. I would absolutely love if Balatro won because I think people would go nuts. But Metaphor, I think is solid. Final Fantasy is solid. Astrobot's solid. I mess with Black Myth a lot. It wouldn't personally be in my Game of the Year list, but I can understand why it's here.
Which one?
Black Myth.
Oh,
Black Myth just doesn't feel like a full game.
All right, so in regards to the RPG, Elden Ring, the RPG, Final Fantasy RPG, Metaphor is the RPG. The only thing that hurts Metaphor to me is that it is a long game. It just came out, so
Rebirth is also a long game.
yeah, but you had a lot of time to digest it versus Metaphor just came out. So that I feel like when games like a long game like Metaphor just comes out, I think it kind of hurts in the voting because you don't have an opportunity. Like a lot of people make votes and I have the opportunity by the time they have to make a vote because these votes are in, probably already before the nominations came out. Everyone probably already won what they were gonna, like for most award shows, the votes are in a month before show actually. So we're already what 3 weeks out from Game Awards. Oh,
Just about.
yeah, so I would think a lot of these votes are already in. Metaphor came out mid October, so unless you got the game 3 weeks early, you got about 3 weeks to make your vote. So I think that kind of hurts Metaphor. So in the RPG, Elder, my eyes based on how I watch it, but you have anything else, bro?
No, I mean at least not for game of the year. Everything
other
else is.
category?
I think all the other categories are interesting. Like I said, unfortunately, I do feel a little bad for Black Myth because I don't think it has the legs to stand up against some of the other things that are in its various categories.
Yeah.
I think what best action I thought would have been there, but Call of Duty's there, and people really like the new Call of Duty. I think that would have been the one that would have been a shoe in.
That's the thing. Does Call of Duty belong in Best Action?
It keeps showing up in there, but I guess if you
mean-
consider the single player, sure.
I mean, why don't they just make a
game-
best FPS game though? That's my interesting part
I
is
feel like
there should be an FPS category. There isn't one.
Yeah, I feel like shooters separated from action games, but I feel like action games can come for the shooting. So, but I see Space Marines
maybe.
there too. So
Yeah, Space Marines that could take it. But I hear like Space Marines sort of. It's fun, but like it wears out its welcome pretty quickly if you don't have friends to play with.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit better with friends, but
Yeah.
I think
I'm
it's still. I think it's still
surprised-
fun.
I'm surprised that Silent Hill 2 isn't nominated more. I thought people were really into that game.
I didn't hear a lot. I mean, I know it reviewed well, but I didn't hear a lot of people playing it.
You could be right. Yeah, I thought I would see it. I think this might be the first year, and I'd have to go back and do some research, where a Nintendo game will probably not win anything.
Well, GTA 6 got most of the game already.
Honestly, either GTA 6 or Monster Hunter. I don't think Metroid's gonna beat either one of those games. Usually, like they have best family game locked in. Oh, actually,
No, they may got best family game. They got like 3 games.
But
in best family game.
But Astrobot is such a banger
you have a really good chance because you got 3 games in best family game. You got
I only think Super Mario has the real shot. Princess Peach was fun, but it sort of didn't go anywhere. Legend of Zelda might, but I think it comes down to Mario Party and Astrobot.
All you need is Princess Peach and the Legend of Zelda come together. Say we don't think our game has a shot. Call Mario.
Yeah, I mean that might be the thing, or it might just get the one thing, which would just be a family game. But Astrobot's a contender. I'm not going to count Astrobot out. A lot of people love that little robot man. So as always, I'm excited for the awards. Cannot wait. I'm sure, and it's the 10th anniversary, so I'm sure they'll do something like special. So that should be exciting. But I, all the awards seem generally fair. I can't, off the top of my head, think of anything that I feel was immediately snubbed. I'm sure we'll look as we look further into it.
Whatever game missed the show because of Elder.
I mean, I guess it's fair to talk about the Elder. I'll be honest. I don't know how I really feel about Shadow of the Erd Tree.
I'm looking at this list, and you know what I find interesting? No Alan Wake.
That was last year.
No, the
Yeah.
DLC just came out, right?
Oh, I don't even know how the DLC is being
Oh, but
received.
Yeah.
did you not understand that the DLC was strictly meant for Elden Ring? Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it for game of the year. I'm just saying I don't.
Just in general, it's just
I
not
don't-
anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see it at all.
Well,
They dropped it.
they really need to go into
Again, let's
detail
keep it-
about Elden Ring. I mean, about this DLC thing, because it's like we really need to know.
I think
Is it
it's
like
just
what
Elden Ring.
qualifies a DLC to be part of a contender and outside of best like ongoing game?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. We got a lot of games. We never even needed a DLC nomination. Like nobody, like there is too many games this year to say to even think remotely about DLCs. This is why like we're talking about where is no Alan Wake DLC nominated. An entire game called Silent Hill got snubbed. Like that's the stuff we're working with. That's the reality of VGA award.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's
Did we lose you?
It's all about what you think Game of the Year award for you. Because at the end of the day, it's your enjoyment that makes that count. At least for me.
In regards to like game of the year and a lot of these categories, I feel like in general, we as gamers feel a lot differently about what the consensus is and what actually ends up being the. It kind of feels like the Game Awards coming the Grammy, where like Macklemore won Game of the Year everyone, and that's how, especially after like what happened with Hogwarts Legacy last year. So kind of like um whatever ends up being game of the year is not necessarily the consensus of the community. It's the consensus of whatever this voting body that they don't necessarily vote.
which is true,
Yeah.
but I think that's really any award show, because the unfortunate truth is consensus of the community does not equal better. It just what people like. If you use the Grammys as an example, it's like if we allowed for the community to win, like we'd have the same winners over and over and over again, and arguably like people with true artistry would never win. Like Kendrick Lamar would never beat like Taylor Swift. He can't do it because she's too popular. Her community's too big.
Well, no, Macklemore won Best Hip Hop Album.
Understandable, which is shaky at best. But I would even argue like that's part of the problem. Like a bunch of white people can come together and be like, we like Macklemore because he makes palatable songs that the youth can jam to. A community will choose that time and time again. The community probably won't choose Kendrick Lamar. Not the larger community.
Yeah.
The smaller ones will appreciate him, but the large community, I'm not so sure.
I don't know. Kendrick Lamar's still standing. I don't know where Macklemore.
You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that.
And this isn't like a diss to Macklemore or white versus black thing. I'm just saying, the community, like the hip hop community, felt a very distinct way that year about what was the best hip hop album, and the award went just a totally different way. And I'm not saying that in regards to this year. I'm just talking about in regards to previous years, like Hogwarts Legacy last year. I think the community, as a consensus, felt that it should at least be nominated, if not win nominated for anything.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was kind of at.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I get it, and you're not wrong. I never think it's an easy thing to do, and once again, I think we all understand. Like, Keeley just made an award show. There are other award shows that existed before him.
Yeah.
And like, I don't necessarily blame him too much. He's just making an award show. Like, he happens to be the biggest name, but like, he certainly did work for that.
He is the only award show that we get to watch live. That we are advertised a date and a place to go watch.
Right.
It's the only one. That's what makes his award show versus I would say I think
like the Dice Awards.
The Dice Awards, the Golden Joystick.
Or the Golden Joystick, yeah.
They might those award shows, they might hold more credibility to some people. But even if they hold more credibility inside the industry, it doesn't really, I guess, matter as much to the public because we're not advertised a time and place to go up and watch. Or time and place to go up and watch Dice. This is the award show of the people in the sense of the only one we actually know where to show up.
Yeah, and that's a perfect way to phrase it. Like, it's the award show of the people, because like Dice it's a peer.
Yeah.
And so I don't, as a creator or artist, I don't necessarily know which one you would prefer. I know some folks, like, I'd much rather be judged by an audience of my peers because they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
As opposed to the random community who knows absolutely nothing about what I do. I don't know. But the praise of people is what pays your bills.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know which one anybody generally prefer.
Omar, you already kind of started talking. Do you have anything else you wanted to add in regards to the year or the Game Awards in general?
Yeah, what up, bitches? Okay, so real talk. It's disrespectful. It truly is. Remember when Cyberpunk came with the expansion?
Yeah, Phantom Liberty last year. That's what I just said, and it was like one of the highest rated.
Yet no one said a single thing about the Game of the Year nomination. And you nailed it there when you said Alan Wake 2 DLC wasn't even nominated. Final Fantasy 16 DLC wasn't nominated. Nothing was nominated. Only Elden Ring. Come on, it's rigged. But it's not that it's rigged. How do you say that? If people were genuine, they would put their name on it. Who voted for Elden Ring? Who voted for this? Who voted for that?
You don't need to put your name on it, but you gotta put what the process really is, that we as a community understand how you came to this
a
body.
He made sure to let us know this was nominated by the people, and it's not something he showed himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, who are the people is the question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's $1 million question.
But do we ask that of other award shows?
But
sometimes I do. I ain't gonna lie.
Hold up. Do we watch other award shows though? At least
yes. The Grammys, the Emmys, the Tonys.
I have never watched a Grammy.
I'm just saying, like,
not only. Okay, so here's the thing.
The Oscars.
Okay, so not only have I ever watched a Grammy, what's the point with the Grammy in the sense of I'm watching something different from actively playing it, in my opinion. So, but also, I would agree. Like, voting is always iffy. Like, we've seen it done to Anime of the Year award, or like for example, ongoing Anime of the Year award, or the most beautiful episode. Like, I get you on that end, but at the end of the day, I don't think there is a single award where things are transparent. Unless you know some.
Only awards that I know that are transparent are sports, like NFL, NBA, MLB. They're pretty transparent. For who their voters are. They, kind of vote how got how many, and
But not
the voters will come out afterwards. A lot of them tell you, voted for.
but not the ESPYS though, right? Just internally.
No, like NFL honors, like
Right.
when people vote for MVP of the NBA, comeback player of the year, or Hall of Fame vote for MLB are pretty much out there. Voted what? A lot of people want to say, "Oh, I didn't vote for Barry Bonds." Oh, Balcom come out and say um, that. So, like I said, the most transparency I see when it comes to voting in sports is sports, but like in like entertainment. No, I haven't seen anyone be like, oh yeah, I'm on the panel for Grammys. I decide who wins what award, or same for the Oscar. I don't know those type of people coming out. But
But yeah, it's atrocious for Ethering. It shouldn't be. It's disrespectful to the other developers that only to be on stage, but not
um,
only. Sorry, it's disrespectful to to other developers to be on stage, but not only a DLC. A DLC you can't have access to without playing the full game first. So,
okay,
furthermore, again, I can't stress it enough. Why didn't he make, like, if you want to celebrate DLC, I'm all for that. Create your own, create its own section.
I
DLC
just
of the year. How
I,
difficult is that?
I want to ask you a question, Omar, purely just to expand your thought on it a little
Go
bit.
ahead.
Um, Not because I'm picking a side. In regards to Elden Ring DLC is a much longer game than Astro. So does so in respect to Elden Ring and it, being the length of a lot of games that came out here, um does think that has any weight in the decision of um what DLC does it have the potential to make it to the game?
Real talk, I needed to run it back because I didn't understand the question.
All right, so
Time,
Elder Tree is about 40 hours long, 40 plus hours long, which is longer than a
that's
game like Astro.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So does the length of Erd Tree kind of warrant its consideration? Does that kind of change in your mind whether or not an expansion or DLC is considered based on it being longer than most games?
Okay, so basically what you mean is because it's an expansion and an
The depth,
expansion is even lower than an game, should it be considered? No, again, a DLC should have its own section. A DLC is incomplete game no matter how you slice it or dice it.
okay.
A DLC is part of the main game, but it's not the main game.
Okay.
Even it can, yeah, expand. Like this is my issue is Elden Ring is not the first one to create expansions.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's not. But I
Where
just
was
wanted to flesh out your thoughts a little bit more.
where
Um,
was this noise when Blood and Wine was a thing?
I mean, was it nominated for? Was Blood and Wine nominated for something?
this is the first. This is the first DLC expansion that we
No,
thank you for
but that's what I'm talking about. Blood and Wine, DLC.
They were. That's why. But I'm
They
asking,
were. I
was it
remember
nominated?
Blood and Wine
Because
was 30 hours alone.
yeah, it was. I remember. It was great.
Yeah, yet nobody bat an eye and said, "Oh, I wish Blood and Wine was nominated." Or Cyberpunk DLC expansion. It's long, yet
I think that got. I think that got a nomination.
It
Believe it
got
or
best
not.
ongoing. Best on, well,
but
I think it won best ongoing.
okay, so I need to clarify because I thought that someone else said it. When I say nomination, I'm strictly focusing on Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I
That's on.
I have no issue with it being nominated. Look, real talk, I have an issue with it being nominated in any category. Give it its own category. Like this year alone, where is Yakuza as what you call it? I forgot what it's called.
Yakuza does have a nomination.
Yakuza got does have a nomination. Yakuza Like a Dragon got the
RPG.
best adaptation.
Well,
Yeah,
and Infinite Wealth got RPG.
yeah, RPG, but it didn't get nominated to GOTY. Like you could remove Elden Ring DLC and add any single game and it would have made not only more sense but been fair. Cause that's a full game that came out this year. I'm genuinely surprised Wukong made the cut. Respect to them. Maybe the backlash wasn't as big as Hogwarts. Cause we all know Hogwarts should have been nominated at least. Um, Other than that, I'm surprised Palworld was deleted.
Yeah, Power did not get a nomination. I think that's the work of Nintendo.
Well, yeah,
I think you folks who haven't played much of Power World really
the
are
game
missing
is
the point.
it's a little incomplete. No,
Yeah,
I love the game, but it's I already got
I'm
the
not.
main legendary,
I'm not
and I'm
saying the
building.
game. I'm saying it did
It's
enough.
great. It's just
It did
not
enough.
complete.
It did enough to make a nomination, not necessarily win an award. Like, it could have been best independent. The indie technically.
It's an indie title. It's not. It's still in early access. It was the first early access to go on Xbox, which that's
That's right. It's
they got a
technically
rule.
not a full game yet, right?
Oh,
No, it's not a full game.
so
It's
it
still
did.
ongoing.
But yeah, because if that were true, then Hades 2 would be around here as well.
Because they got best.
That's actually a good
game,
point.
And they got best debut. And so
Yeah, it technically hasn't debuted yet.
okay.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
full game. I mean, we just we got verses, we got oil plants, and we got another section. That's about it.
So maybe it makes it in there when they quote unquote have their official release. Yeah, maybe Power will make it in there today.
Yeah, so
Could I just ask a quick question? Do you? It doesn't necessarily have to be for Omar, but I know his point a
go
little
ahead.
bit was like, I don't think any DLC should be nominated. Would you feel that way if like Monster Hunter Iceborne got nominated?
I don't understand what your question is.
So Monster Hunter
Iceborne was a
probably,
DLC to Monster Hunter World, but it was such a big expansion. Like it could be its own separate game if it wanted to.
yeah, like, and I know at the time it wasn't nominated for a couple of things when it had released, but like, would Iceborne be? Would you file Iceborne in the same category as Shadow of the Erd Tree?
If it's an expansion, then yeah.
Size
I
doesn't
would.
for
It
Omar it
could.
doesn't.
It can go to best ongoing game because it's ongoing, especially if it's a live service.
What about you, Zero? Do you think the size of the expansion dictates where what it can be nominated for?
No, I wouldn't, because then I think you get into dangerous conversations on like what the size of any game and whether or not it's worth it going there. Um, I think it's noticeable when expansions are larger and almost seem to stand alone on themselves. You know, World of Warcraft is famous for each of their expansions being a functionally full content, brand new game. Final Fantasy 14, most of those MMORPGs, like when they do an expansion, it's a big deal. Iceborne is a great example. Blood and Wine is a great example. Um, and because traditionally we didn't have DLC, we had expansions, which was almost like a second game again without making a brand new game.
They used to run by themselves. I think the
Exactly.
last time we had an expansion that I could remember that I actually purchased was the Black Flag expansion that actually runs without Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Right.
The Freedom Cry. I was shocked. You don't need to download the main game to play the DLC.
Yeah.
Or
So
expansion.
it's stuff like that where there's weird middle ground, and then we just started getting DLC, which I started off as smaller, but every once in a while we'll get what I think pulls back into a true expansion. And we've named them time and time again. So I don't know. I do agree generally though. DLC, if we're going to do it, just make it its own category.
Yeah,
I think that's
Oh, we
perfectly
agree.
fine.
That
Yeah.
most people that I've seen spoken to, even the most diehard Souls fan, agree it shouldn't be nominated like that for Game of the Year.
So I don't necessarily. I don't know if I disagree with Game of the Year, but I think you head off a lot of these questions if you at least have a DLC category.
Yeah.
Because then I think it pulls back, like, because some people don't want it anywhere, period. And it's like, I don't know if I want to count it out. It is a game.
We get new DLC every year that's worth granted.
No.
That's another.
That's
No.
true.
That's a whole nother.
Most
that's true.
DLCs are small. Like for example, Borderlands are famous with their DLCs. Yet I have never had any got nominated for anything.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So when you start cherry picking which DLC should be nominated for something, then why not put them all on equal footing and have them all nominated, and then have people choose which was their favorite this year. See,
Yeah.
now not only you're being fair, but you're giving close to every single DLC, what you call it, exposure. But yeah, go ahead.
DLC might have to be a award that isn't a every year thing. It's just dependent. If enough DLC drop in a
I
particular
feel you.
year.
I agree.
It
I
might have to
feel
be.
you.
It might have to be like sometimes category, sometimes. Any other thoughts from?
What do I want to say? Shout out to Astrobot for making it. I had no doubt. Amazing game. I'm actually iffy on choosing between its music and metaphor music. Not gonna lie. Also, why the fuck is Helldiver in action? I love
What?
Helldiver.
They don't have
What?
They don't have a.
I,
They have a first
I
person.
love
They don't have
Helldiver too, but it shouldn't be in action. I'm sorry.
There's nothing but action and explosions and artillery. What?
I mean, yeah, I get you, but when I think action, I think Prince of Persia. I think Stellar Blade. That's action adventure.
Well,
But
no, they have action adventure category.
Action. That's
They-
action adventure and action. That's like
Action
adventure is like that's a whole. That's where you get into the stellar blades and stuff like that.
So,
But as far as action, that's like that's yes, gunplay is considered action.
okay, fair point.
so best
Also, I'm
best action
having a hard.
adventure was Astrobot, Prince of Persia, Silent Hill, Star Wars Outlaws, and Legend
That's
of
why I'm
Zelda.
having a difficulty between Astrobot and Prince of Persia. That's another difficult choice for me. It was a great year for gaming.
Yeah,
I'm
It
gonna leave it
was.
at that. At the end of the day, whatever wins, we won. As always, we game. The people that game, they won. The people that talk about gaming but don't actually play it, hey, you do you. Go cry, go cry rigged, whatever. It is rigged, it is not rigged. Only you decide what your go-to.
you know what game I'm surprised? You know what game I think could have been dark game of the year? Sparkling. If you didn't have Erdtree in there,
I
That game, Sparking Zero, was too sweaty. It is too sweaty for the
Sparkling-
casuals.
Sparkling Zero, how do I say that? I played it, I enjoyed it, but I never saw. So here's the thing: there is too many games for Sparkling Zero to hit GOTY.
I don't know. There's a lot of
To
hype
be-
around it. The game sold extremely well. I do think
It
it had a dark.
did.
I think it had a
Just
dark
because,
horse chance.
just because it got hype and it sold well doesn't mean it's gonna win GOTY.
I didn't say win. I said
I mean
nominated.
nominated.
I said if
It needs to be.
Erdtree
It
didn't
needs
make
to be
it,
memorable. It needs to
Actually-
be memorable.
it is memorable.
I mean, kind of. I mean, the only thing I remember is that the local multiplayer, you only stuck in a hyperbolic time chamber. Hey, Jube, did you check that out?
No,
You're just
Yeah, I did.
a hater.
What do you think?
The only thing that I remember about it is way too many. I forgot what's called when you disappear. Not close to intertransmission. When you're dodging.
What counter? What parry
Yeah.
counters?
Yeah,
So
that
my logic
shit.
is, you're not gonna have one platformer, one in all RPG. Something else has to.
I mean, I don't disagree, but if the something else is a fighting game, then that fighting game is Tekken. Sparking Zero isn't beating Tekken.
I think.
Yeah.
I think Sparkling Zero outsold Tekken.
It did. I almost positive it did not.
Actually,
My thing is with have ever fighting game been nominated to GOTY?
I'm sure. I'm sure there has. I think Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 6 or 5. One of them was nominated, I believe, last year. I thought.
Yeah, one of them got. I think one of Street Fighters got nominated.
If it's one night, then it's Street Fighter 6, not 5. 5 is a few years ago.
I'm just looking.
Actually,
at,
no, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm just looking.
Oh,
at the list.
Smash Bros. Technically.
So my thing with GOTY is there was so much outside of Zero. I have no one ever heard say the name Ballarot.
You guys are uncultured.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all the games that kind of got nominated in general in different categories. Sparkling Zero could have been a sleeper. If you take out Erdtree, you can't throw in another RPG. You already got 3 up there. I guess you can replace Erdtree
3?
with an RPG.
Only 2. What's the third? Like Rebirth and Metaphor?
Erdtree is technically an RPG.
Oh, okay.
So got Erdtree, Final Fantasy, Metaphor. I don't think if Erdtree is there, I don't think you have 3 RPGs there. It's kind of what I think Erdtree is the exception.
Remove Elden Ring and put a horror game.
Horror games don't get nominated too much.
That's what I'm talking about. I say unless you wanna,
Are you telling me Silent Hill is
yeah,
Game of the Year nominee?
because that game, whatchamacallit, surprised everyone.
surprised.
Really? You thought they're gonna knock it out of the park?
I didn't think they were gonna. Not. I mean, I already said I don't think it's too far off from the medium. I don't. There's differences. It's definitely better than the medium, but I don't think there's a this big gap that reflects their scores. And
Mm-hmm.
so, do I think it's game of the year quality? No, but is it better than I expected? Yes. Um, and I don't think I don't I don't Silent Hill one of the better horror games to
Mm.
come out in the past. Yeah,
I'm
Hey,
genuinely curious what was behind Elden Ring, or rather what Elden Ring took place of what?
like as far as
Unless
horror goes, a
That
quiet place.
what about what about the Final Fantasy 7 part 2? Would you replace that with Elden Ring DLC?
which one?
The Final Fantasy 7 part 2.
But it already was Elden Ring.
I'm saying would if you had the option, would you? Because
Repl- as
that's the only
much
other thing I can think of to get like a game of the year ish.
as much as I hate the ending for Rebirth, I would not replace it with Elden Ring. Again, DLC.
Hmm. No, I'm saying would you replace the DLC with like put the Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth or in that category instead?
Would you put
Wait,
Rebirth in a
But
DLC category? It's not a DLC.
no,
it's
not a
not.
DLC in the game of the year category. Like
But
take
Rebirth
out.
is nominated for GOTY.
Yeah, it's in the nomination.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Rebirth, Metaphor, Elden Ring,
Oh yeah,
Blasphemous,
that's it.
Balatro, Astral.
Yeah,
Ultraman and Wukong.
yeah. I'm sorry. I think about it before I got this
No, it's
one.
okay. I'm curious if there was any what you call it Nintendo IP that was gonna be nominated and didn't get the cut.
It's not nothing. I think that would beat most of the stuff that's up there. Like the best thing.
Really? So
uh, Ec-
the Zelda game
That's
wasn't
the
that.
that's the
Echoes of Wisdom is really good. I just don't think it really stands much of a chance
Echoes of
against the
Wisdom isn't like
others.
a mainline Elder, right?
Uh, no, no.
Because usually only
It's
mainline Zeldas get nominated.
it's the return to form Zelda, which people have been wanting for a while.
That's the Princess Peach one,
Uh,
right? Or not Princess. That's
it
He said
is.
Princess
It's
that's the
Peach.
Zelda.
Princess
That's the
Zelda.
Zelda one. Princess Zelda.
Yeah, it's the Princess Zelda one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually Zelda,
No,
real Zelda.
I
Yeah.
got mixed up because the Princess Peach game and the Zelda
Princess
game
Peach also came out this year.
they're
Yeah.
right next to each other on the
Yeah.
awards list.
Yeah.
There is also the Mario
no.
Brother game. Like this year
Bro-
alone, Nintendo had great games.
Brothership wasn't gonna make it. Brothership wasn't gonna get past Zelda or Mario Party Jamboree.
I'm actually surprised it didn't even reach JRPG RPG part.
From what I haven't played it, from what I hear is the problem is it comes from a long line of really good Mario RPGs, particularly the Mario and Luigi series. And this one seems to fall short of its past glory. So people similar to Paper Mario, where like the 1,000-Year Door is the highlight, and then it goes up and down over the years between like Sticker Story or the most recent one, and people have varying opinions on them. Where everybody agrees 1,000-Year Door is a masterpiece, but all the other ones that follow are like, kinda. I feel like that's what's happening with Brothership. It's like it's okay, but we know this series can be better. We've seen it already.
Gotcha. But yeah, it the one thing that I'm going to need to think long about it is my most anticipated game next year, which I'm not gonna count Grand Theft Auto, because If I play it, I play it. It's between God of Yote and Death Stranding 2.
I don't think any of these games are other than Metroid
They
Prime 4 and Monster Hunter
both
Wilds. I don't think any of these games are confirmed.
both are coming out next year. God of Yote and Death Stranding 2. Both are scheduled for next year.
I, I
I
I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying I think the only
I
two that are
got you that you
confirmed
don't have
are
no
Prime and Wild.
there is no release date. There is a 2025 date.
Like
Yes.
I don't even think Grand Theft Auto was coming out.
Well, it's also scheduled to next year, so who knows?
Yeah, me those. I think Metroid Prime and Monster Hunter Wilds we can bank on actually. I think the other three that's on this list, Death Stranding, Yote, and Grand Theft Auto, I feel like they're placeholders where they may come out, they may not. Like, like Ghost of Yote, yeah, that's a game that could come out anywhere between October and March. If it's like slated to come out in like PlayStation is very comfortable dropping games in spring. So they especially let's say Grand Theft Auto does come out next year. Are you gonna put Ghost of Yote up against Grand Theft Auto? That's what I'm saying. Um, you know, if Grand Theft Auto does drop next year, it could dictate whether a game like Death Stranding drop because you don't want your big game to drop at Grand Theft Auto 6.
I got you, but you can always switch the release date, eh?
Unless you're telling me that Ghost of Yote is coming out this spring, avoid Grand Theft Auto out.
But we don't even know when Grand Theft Auto is coming.
That's why I keep saying these three games, they're big AAA games. A lot of I'm telling you, like a lot of people are gonna be playing chicken with their games next year because of Grand Theft Auto 6. We're trying to avoid Grand Theft Auto. That's what I'm saying. I don't think any three are confirmed. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
it's tough.
I'm not saying it won't.
You're right, but I was looking at the older categories, and like every once in a while they'll just have a game that like we don't know when it's coming. Like I think last year Hades 2 was in there.
Yeah.
Or no, I think it was 2023 Hades 2 was there. And I'm looking, 2021 had the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which what the heck is the name of that game? That didn't come out till 23, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and you're right. I agree with the fact like Grand Theft Auto is going to move everybody, and delays are just delays, right? Like,
yeah, delays are
I
natural.
feel like Metroid was a most anticipated game at one point.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was too.
Yeah, but I never played Metroid, so I can't comment about that one.
No, I mean Prime 4. I think this is like the second time Prime 4 has been nominated for most anticipated game because we just never knew when that game was coming out. Or like Hollow Knight Silk Song was probably also a most anticipated game. We don't know when that game coming out.
Yeah, I think Hollow Knight Silk Song was a nomination for last year. I remember it was last year. So it had to be for
I wouldn't.
most anticipated.
I wouldn't doubt it. We have no clue about when that game is coming.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Most anticipated does not mean it's coming out the next year. Like I said, guaranteed. Now I can see Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yote coming out next year if definitively Grand Theft Auto 6 says, yeah, we're not dropping. I can see that happen. But we're gonna play around that date if Grand Theft Auto is dropping in the fall. Because I think there's also new Call of Duty dropping in the fall next. They drop it every. There's also a new Call of Duty and a Grand Theft. Same
I thought we were switching up the
Yeah,
release
I thought
schedule.
I'm about to say
Call of Duty is
Activision. I
no
thought that
longer
Microsoft
yearly.
said they're no longer doing yearly releases for
I
Call
don't
of Duty
know.
because
I
Yeah,
have no idea.
they've been said. Yeah,
So
they said they stopped doing year releases because they realized that
we won't.
that was hurting the Call of Duty franchise. So now it's like every 2 to 3 years instead of every year.
I don't know about that. I hope you guys are right. Hope you guys
No,
Mind
they've
you,
been
'cause
said that.
Black
That's
Ops
what
6
Microsoft's
is cooking, so like they don't actually need to really. Black Ops 6
and
is really good.
and they just integrated the Black Ops 6 movement system into Warzone and Warzone Mobile.
Yeah,
I
I hope they. Yeah.
y'all are right. Call of Duty.
That would be disappointing. I mean, I know it's because it's still two teams, right? Like there's Black Ops and then there's Call of Duty, whatever else.
But they integrated all the skins and stuff into Warzone. So it looks like everything they do in all the Call of Duty games is going to be available in Warzone. Which is I think is a good thing because Warzone is technically their multiplayer game or their
Okay.
free to play multiplayer. So
So IGN is saying that next Call of Duty is supposed to take the future 2030 come out next year. So apparently there is
Oh
a new Call of Duty
Jesus!
coming out next
oh god, we got
Yeah.
what was that Call of Duty of Advanced Warfare or something?
Advanced Warfare, but I
year.
thought people didn't like that
This
one
is
that
just
much.
5 years. It's not, I doubt that you're lying. But
You just
but
Say
yeah,
that now.
apparently new
knows?
Call of Duty next year. So if Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto are both dropping in the fall, I could see a lot of people. I think that's very realistic. Practice, as much as we don't want to hear that as
And a potential Switch 2, maybe. Fingers
oh
crossed.
my, they kind of need one at this point.
Yeah,
I
and if
mean
you
that
have a-
Tegra
if you have a-
that Tegra chicken is chugging.
if you have a Switch 2 on top of a new Grand Theft Auto on top of a new Call of Duty, dollars going to get spread thin. Yeah, I could see the game getting around.
It's okay because PC players we ain't getting it for a whole year.
Well, y'all know it.
It's okay. No, it's because we're just gonna stay on GTA Online.
PC
I noticed.
Waiter
If
Ray.
y'all want to play it, y'all know what to do. And I'm not talking about buying the hardware. I just
Yeah,
Wait.
wait for it.
I mean,
Like,
I know what you're talking about, and I gotta say that Rockstar doesn't have the most efficient security. So
that's what I'm saying.
There's-
Y'all know what to do if y'all want to. I'm not advocating for it. I won't be explicit, but y'all know.
actually, we won't be able to because we can't. We don't have no hardware to emulate it on.
If y'all want to, y'all will make it. I know how.
yeah,
guys
where
do.
there is a will, there is a way.
That's what I'm saying. Like if the PC
Look at-
community
look
does what
at-
it truly wants to do. So if y'all really want to put something out there that y'all get a cease and desist for in 90 days, y'all will
Hey,
just,
Call of Duty gave us a cease and desist.
Look at what happened with Metaphor. All of a sudden, it's on PC. We move on.
it wasn't day one on PC.
What? I must say it was.
Yeah.
I got a day one.
I thought it
Yeah,
was day
but
one on
it's
PC.
also it's also day one else, not day one, but it became later in a different version.
There's two versions of Metaphor. Interesting.
Someone saying that somebody already cracked.
Yep.
Crack. Oh yeah, take it. There's a cracking games is not as hard as it seems. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No,
Metaphor
let's
has
go
little
for
to
it.
no DMR attached to it. So
Persona
cracking that,
3
I can
is-
see that happen.
Persona 3 is asking, when am I getting cracked? So there's Reloaded.
Persona 3, I don't own the game on Steam, so I don't know what DMR is attached to it. But some games it has Steam's literal thing is actually easy to break.
Yeah, but I heard with Metaphor they did it because of the demo, they were able to do it, and that was the full game on it. And they forgot to add de novo on it or something like that.
Oh, that's
Like,
unfortunate.
e-
It's a
so,
it's
yeah,
it's an ongoing battle. I mean,
yeah.
they make DMRs. People find a way to crack it, and then sometimes there's pluses to cracking it. I think Metaphor, you don't need to be online to play it, but there's certain like
No,
games that are single player that you have to be connected to the internet to play. Which at that point, I am ready to crack the game.
yeah. So yeah,
His house, FBI. Not my, correct my.
I never said distribute. I said if I own a game and I can't play it offline, then yes, I will crack the game so I can play it offline. I will
FBI.
do that.
But do you have any other thoughts, Nappy? The game of the
I think
Game
yeah. Go ahead.
game awards in general.
Game Awards, I will definitely say looking at the game of the year list, I haven't played Rebirth, I haven't played the Shadow Elden Ring DLC. I honestly, as much as I love Elden Ring, I don't think it should be there. And plus I haven't played the DLC, so I know it's big. I just haven't had time to it. Black Myth Wukong was fun. Game of the year, I actually have not beaten Black Myth Wukong. I kind of set it down, which said something. I haven't like went through beginning to end, so in a way, it kind of say something. Balatro, all right, that's a bit much. I mean, it's a cool,
have an indie game
it's a,
every year.
it's a cool game, but damn.
Every
Well,
year,
okay,
one indie game gets nominated. That's always.
Most
Astrobot,
popular indie game gets nominated.
Yeah.
I see. Astrobot, I clearly haven't played that. Metaphor, I could definitely see that because the story, the music, I only got 4 characters so far, but it's really great. Seeing the best game direction, that is an interesting one because none of these games did anything that was outstanding. Metaphor did kind of change up the turn-based combat, allowing us to damage enemies outside of the combat phase, and then we can enter the combat phase doing a little bit extra damage. Rebirth haven't played, DLC haven't played. Black Myth Wukong, it didn't do anything that was innovative. It just gave us a good Chinese version of like a Dark Souls like type game. Latro, okay, sure. I mean, it's a fun game. And Astrobot, I haven't played it. Best ongoing game. This one. The best ongoing game was a difficult one because honestly, Final Fantasy 14 has been going on forever. Diablo 4 is still going, surprisingly. Fortnite just had this drop where it has Snoop Dogg and Ice Spice, and I don't know what people think about that. Destiny 2, a lot of people got pissed off, and Helldivers 2, a lot of people jumped back on. So for that one, I will say it got to be out of Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, or Helldivers 2. I would give Helldivers 2 because a lot of people did jump back onto that game. Best performance, all the games in best performance I did not play, so I can't speak on that. Best mobile game, I think Wandering Waves is going to get that one because I played that game on the mobile scene. It's actually really good. Best art direction, I don't care about none of this. I'm gonna be honest with you, that one's up in the air. Best score and music, Metaphor, hands down. Best audio design, Black Ops 6, actually, they had an audio issue, so I don't see that happening. For the rest of the games, I haven't played, so I can't speak on that. Best animation, I only watch Arcane, Fallout, and Knuckles, so I think Arcane's going to get it because even though Arcane isn't finished yet, and it's going to get the the phase 3 or arc 3 on November 26th. No, Arcane?
Best adaptation is.
Yeah, Arcane season 2 hasn't finished yet.
Oh, I thought they released. Netflix usually releases the whole.
No, they did 3 episodes, man. They got to make their money. So they did a part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 3 comes out November 26th. But right now, Arcane is like real. It's really good. It definitely, especially part 2, definitely. I call part 2 of Arcane season 2 the calm before the storm. I would just say that. Best narrative. I didn't even finish none of these damn games. I mean, I still love Metaphor, but I haven't even finished it yet, so I can't even speak on that. Games for impact. Yeah, no,
I didn't really get that one.
Best community support. That one's up in the air because No Man's Sky has always been support. Helldivers 2 has actually got a decent amount of support, and Helldivers Dev fought for us not to have that PlayStation account for all the Steam people across the world. So I have to give credit there. Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, you guys innovated the game a little bit and added mods. So Fortnite don't care. Final Fantasy 14, you're just going to be there. Best multiplayer game is going to be an interesting one because Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it's fun. A lot of people do play it. A lot of people complain about the small maps, but the Omni movement system is really good. As much as people complain, they're still going to play it. Helldivers 2 has a dedicated, it's always fun to do wars and stuff, especially when they fixed up some of the factions and they did a little bit more balancing. And they do respond to players' feedback, which I do appreciate. Super Mario Party Jamboree. I surprisingly haven't played this yet. And me and my girl, we always play Super Mario Party games. We literally just play Super Mario Party 4 and 7 this weekend.
How do y'all not hate each other, bro? I can't play that.
Oh no, trust me. No, you don't understand how much we argue and when we play Super Mario Party together. Like she will do something. So what makes it worse is it's not even about beating the computers. It's about beating me. So the computer can have 3 stars. I can have 1 star. She will land on Boo and she'll be like, have 50 coins and she can steal a star. Instead of stealing the computer who has 3 stars, she will steal by 1 single star just so she could be ahead of me.
Damn right. Run that star, bro. I don't care if I lose, just so long as you lose worse than me.
So trust me and her, I be sometimes looking at her like I want to like push her off my couch when she does stuff like that. And then she got upset when I stole like 3 stars from her in one game. So, best independent game. Besides Balatro, I don't know anything else. Best debut indie game. I can't speak on that one. Best VR, don't have a VR. Content creator of the year, don't care about them. I don't even heard none of these content creators. We should be up there. Actually, matter of fact, put Vitamin G up there.
Vote for Queso.
Most anticipated game. I'm sorry. I'm biased on this one. All I care about is Monster Hunter Wilds. All the other stuff I can yeet. I mean, I said I'm biased. Monster Hunter Wilds is the game I'm looking forward to. I don't care about the rest. Best action adventure game. Oh, Legend of Zelda's made action adventure. Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws. I'm surprised you made it. You weren't bad. You were just average. You were painfully average. Prince of Persia. Haven't played that. Astro, of course, haven't played that. Best role-playing game. I'm surprised Dragon Dogma 2. Well, Dragon Dogma 2 is a role-playing game, so it makes sense. Metaphor. Oh, yeah, I like Metaphor a lot. Elden Ring Shadows of the you don't really role play as much. You just fight giant monsters and you try to figure out what the hell is going on. So that's gonna be an interesting one. You're lost as hell, but I guess that's a form of role playing. Best fighting game. This is going to be an interesting one because Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. I ain't gonna lie, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is one of my favorite fighting games. The fact that Multiverse Versus is on here is shocking. But then I heard they did a lot of updates and then the game is significantly better than what it was before. Like it's actually a true Smash Brothers competitor. So, but the rest of them, Tekken 8, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rises and Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, all 3 of them, amazing fighting games. I'll give them that. Except I don't like the fact that Tekken 8 made Eddie a DLC character. I'm still pissed off about that. Best action game, Black Myth Wukong, Black Ops 6, Helldivers, Third Place. That one's up in the air. I don't know if I haven't played Stellar Blades. Helldivers 2 is so much fun. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Omni Movement is actually really great. Black Myth is really great. Warhammer Space Marines is also very good as well. And they're all multiplayer focused besides Stellar Blade and Black Myth Wukong. So that's going to be an interesting one.
like COD gotta walk out. I don't know for what. Whatever it's not.
But they're technically they're all action. It's just two of them are based off of single player experiences, which I think gives them an edge because like I said, call it Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, and Warhammer 40K, the Space Marines 2 relies on multiplayer, but they are multiplayer games, so you can play them by yourself, but they are best enjoyed with friends. So I think Stellar Blade or Black Myth Wukong is going to get that one. Innovation and accessibility. This one's a difficult one because it's like innovation accessibilities is like I don't pay attention to like colorblind. I don't pay attention to like stuff they do to make it accessible for all gamers or gamers with disabilities. So I can't really speak on that.
Run down. We're gonna have a prediction show.
Yeah, so but basically the rest of them I don't care about, but that's pretty much my thoughts on this game. On the stuff. I'm actually thinking Metaphor is honestly my favorite game so far. And I'm still playing it.
I like Metaphor. I think coming up against right when the Game Awards takes place, kind of. That's the only thing with me. I think it is worthy.
Is
and when do these votes have to begin? Typically the votes go in about a month. Actually, the game.
Somebody probably completed the game. Looking at the achievements on Steam, I wonder how many people actually completed this damn game.
How many people know life? Because it's 120 plus hours. Do
everything. So isn't a story like 40 hours by itself? I can see people beeline the story then. But then again, like if you're not playing on the hardest difficulty and playing on normal difficulty, I can see you beeline the story.
I don't doubt that, but when it comes to RPGs, you don't really.
It's not the best way to experience it, but I can see someone doing. I can see people doing that.
Stuff really. RPG. But
yeah,
it's been quite a minute. We haven't heard. Your thoughts? Game Awards shenanigans that we got always.
Yeah, DLC shenanigans. They had to get Elden Ring out there somehow. That's probably what's going to end up winning it, even though I don't want it to.
It winning Game of the Year twice, nasty.
It's nasty work, isn't it? But it is something Jeff Keighley would totally do. So
this is the best game ever. It's so good.
Twice.
Only
Yep.
Game ever.
Yeah, this is set. It's a setup. It's a perfect setup for that.
I think he'll get a lot of backlash, and then he'll be butthurt. And we talk about you don't know all the production and stuff, and we gave you this show, and it's gonna be like,
let's be real. We only watch the Game Awards for the commercials now. We're trying to figure out
what
new games gonna their format.
Yeah, all the live stuff like that forced crap. Nah, not fun.
They don't even give the developers like 20 seconds.
Well, we don't know if they're gonna cut the times. All I want to see is the flute guy in the orchestra, windpipe guy or whatever his name is, flute man. I want to see him. I want to see him front and center, pulling out all the wind instruments.
Yeah, Jubei.
Yeah. Fighting game was kind of odd. It's odd to see, MVC come back in that, even though it's just a reissue.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What were your thoughts on my thought that if Erdtree wasn't there, Sparkling Zero could have snuck in there just for diversity of genre?
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it then. But Erdtree exists, so no chance.
You brought up a great thing though, Juve. Like now I kind of want Erdtree to win just to like back to back. Like if Elden Ring wins back to back Game of the Year awards,
Yeah, wouldn't it be nuts?
That'd be nuts, bro.
That would be that would be a way to close out a gear.
Yeah.
Greatest game of all time conversation with that.
Yep. My the I hate seeing the esports cat. I'm like, bro, why are we doing that? I don't care.
Because esports
I
makes
really don't
money.
care.
We
I
don't care.
mean,
I,
yeah, Counter Strike 2 is not going to die. League of Legends
yeah,
is
but
still going
don't-
strong. I
I
mean,
don't
Final
I
Fantasy
don't
4.
care. I don't care if they win awards, bro. Like, if you're good at what you do, you gonna win. You gonna win whatever tournament, whatever you're competing in anyway.
That's
You don't
cool.
need the Game Awards to recognize you for
Where
that.
is the money for these competitions? I'm watching.
League of Legends tournament, the lot you did not see the recent whole thing. They literally have a whole live band. They make a good, nice K-pop song.
It must
Like,
be more. It must be more popular international than it is national. I just don't.
Yep.
yeah, international it is. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
like
gotta
people
be more
travel around the
international.
world to South Korea.
If I say it has to be more of an international, like American, I don't see a lot of content. Just like out. Like if I look for it, I can find it. I know I'm not saying not findable. Not like, oh, I'm flipping channels on TV. There's
They so ESPN. I mean, well, not esports. I mean,
ESPN.
they did
One of the networks
added 2K recently. So
one of the networks has recently added some stuff, but I'm just saying it's not like in your face.
it's. I think it don't need to be part of a network. Yeah, I think it's just better online. Like I said, League of Legends is still like one of the biggest ones, and that arena they have in South Korea is just crazy with all the performances they pull
Care
off.
about people making millions of dollars. I'm just not. It's not.
Hey,
Not big
hey,
on
America,
TV.
there's a bigger world than America, man. I mean, I agree we lead a lot of things, but there's other industries.
Oh, I agree. That's why I said, it must be bigger internationally than it is here. 'Cause I just don't. That's what I led with. But yeah, they-
We good. We good. We good. It's all good. I'm just saying, like, when Erdtree wins, don't nobody act surprised or cry about it. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, we're gonna have a show. We're gonna talk mad shit about Earth Tree if that happens. You already know. Already
I
on
want
it like
Metaphor to win so
shit
bad.
on like it's the worst game ever. This
Because
game win game
I
of the
mean,
year.
did Persona 5 Royal win Game of the Year?
I don't even think Royal was
No,
not.
that's bum. That's buns. I need Atlas to take one of those home.
I think Metaphor could be the one. I just wish it would have released in September instead of October. I think that for a game that's that long, it makes a difference. And like,
I still think this game ended up in the hands of the people it needed to end up in the hands of. I mean, that the Metacritic says that. So
yeah, it's no one's disputing that it's a great game. It's just, did you get the time to really garner all the votes possible?
I mean, maybe that demo came out and had me hooked. So maybe.
Yeah, the first 5 hours of the game was very good. Man. Well, that's Jubei. That's something else. I'm gonna roll into out. I
Mhm.
don't think there's a
Yeah,
third topic. Kind of light last. A lot of Phil Garrett, Jeff Keighley. With that said, pulling the outros. I appreciate everyone who made it out today. Y'all rolled in when y'all rolled in. Had me nervous for a moment. I'll be by myself. But we all made it. Made a fantastic show. I want to thank everyone who watched this live, everyone who catches this a little later. Go ahead, hit that like button, share this out, let people know about us. And with that said, we are at our outro. Cube, where can we find you and what we once, twice. Fuck you, babe. Happy. Where do people find you and what will you like?
Wait. I heard something from Jubei. His thing went green. Wait, Jubei,
My
you want me
bad.
to go or?
Nah, I'll go. I'll go last. I showed up last. I'll go last.
Alright, go
Um,
ahead.
all right. Yes, you could guys find me on Nappy Senshi on Twitter and find me here on YouTube. The recent controller review I did was the Big One Blitz 2 controller. So this is the second controller to ever released that got a pulling rate of 2000 hertz, which gives you a 0.5 millisecond input latency, which I'm gonna be honest, you better have 1 millisecond input latency monitors, because if you don't, like, this is like overkill. But it's honestly a great controller. I actually love it. It works well. The only downside I could think of is that it doesn't have analog triggers. These are mechanical triggers. But again, that 2000 pulling rate playing Black Ops 6 with this thing, beautiful.
Hold up.
Another
You're not free from your cloud. You're still playing cloud. Oh God.
Yes, I am still playing on cloud. But I do have to do controller reviews. Like, this actually counts as a cloud because this is for your phone. So this is the Razer Kishi Ultra.
I'm just making sure you're maintaining your a month of.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to get this review out because they did send me this product and they gave me affiliate link. I did play on my PC and it feels really good, but especially with my 1 millisecond monitor. But other controllers. Yeah, I know. I get 7 more days before I'm free, and I can really start murking people on Black Ops 6. Another controller for mobile controllers. This is the Razer Kishi Ultra. This controller can fit damn near any phone and stretch out to fit any tablet, and also has a port that actually works on PC, so it does pass through charging and all the cool jazz, and it's a fully functional controller. So this I'm allowed to post other videos 7 days after this Blitz 2, so got that going. Hey, also I got the Power A Fortnite controller, which is the cheapest pro controller that you can get that will officially work on Xbox. And I got the GameSir Tarantula controller. What's so special about this controller is that the buttons change from the little ABXY layout to GameCube layout. So if I hold this, buttons change. This is an interesting gimmicky controller. It has a cool gimmick, but the button switching around is a gimmick nonetheless. So I got to get that controller review out the way. So let me actually put this out right here. See, there you go. Switches again. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. And I got to figure out if I'm really going to do this CES conference thing with this company or not, since they asked me to come.
Where can we find you?
As always, guys, absolute blast. 0x, 0.exe or 0x386. I'm playing Metaphor in Call of Duty. That's pretty much it, man. I'm trying to get people to buy Mario Party Jamboree because I'm sure would like to play that. But until then, Metaphor, Call of Duty.
Buy him a copy for the holiday. Gotcha.
He wants us to kill each other. He wants us, the whole panel, to hate each other.
All right, we can have a VGP Mario Party game, man. I think it would work perfectly.
I don't have a Twitch, so that's a problem. Me too.
Omar, where can we find you?
So shout out to everyone that came through. Hit that like button, share the stream out. You can find me in Caravan Scorchab on Twitter and Outer Player Podcast every Saturday 5 p.m. Entertainment Time. As for what I'm playing, I'm close to beating Metaphor from the guide that I just looked up. I'm at the final dungeon now. I'm about to head in. Hopefully I have it beaten by tomorrow. And I know there is something to do in New Game Plus, but I'm gonna tackle that when I'm gonna tackle that. Right now I just wanna beat it and move on to something else. Not that I hate the game, it's not overstated welcome. It's just I'm excited about something else right
A lot
now.
of games.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm thinking of playing High on Life,
Okay.
but we'll see.
Last but certainly not least, you're crying right now. I will ask. So your outro bring
Yeah. So yeah, you can find me being a depressed Cowboys fan at Jubei Sensei on non-gaming platforms. Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms. I'm gonna be on this metaphor kick until Stalker, and I'll be hopefully alternating between those two. Let's go. Let's get either Genty or Travis Hunter to the boys next year, and may Jerry finally give up the ghost.
some.
I can't, or become one. Either way, fire the GM, Jerry. You're terrible, but thank you.
All right. With that said, thank you for getting your weekly at Vitamin D. I am your host Pharaoh. Are out.
All right, see you guys around.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got your name. Vitamin J, got
All
your name.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ayy. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Vitamin J. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J. Got what you need. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
All
Vitamin
alone.
J. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin J. You rockin' with beats.